Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
Hello, this is Frank Skinner with Emily and Gareth, and this is not the Weekend Podcast. Now, I really wanted to talk about the sheep that have been attacked by aliens, but Gareth and Emily both said to me, don't be ridiculous, no one's interested in that nonsense.
Yeah, we vetoed it. Sometimes vetoing needs to be done.
I just love the idea that the aliens came and they thought that was like the inhabitants of the planet.
I see what you're doing, Frank Skinner.
Yeah,
you're choosing the one thing I didn't want to talk about,
Okay,
and then you're talking about
Well,
it.
it's my kind of story.
Oh, Frank,
Come
we
on.
can talk about it if you want.
If you had a laser gun, wouldn't your first thought be sheep? Come on, because they got all that wool on and they really blaze.
Well, cattle mutilation's a famous UFO phenomenon, isn't it?
Is it?
It's in the X-Files and stuff. Yeah, the aliens come down and go, oh, we're going to mess with their cows.
Also, why would you go to Shrewsbury? Wouldn't you go to, like, the White House or something if you're an alien? Think, I'll go to this field in Shrewsbury.
Yeah, but they don't know where anywhere is. You know, for all they know, Shrewsbury could be the capital of Earth.
They're like Emily going to new places. Shrewsbury. Maybe sheep were the only intelligent life they could find in Shrewsbury.
That's very harsh indeed. Shrewsbury, a fine old market town, I think.
Well, even I wouldn't say that, and you know you're in trouble when that's the case.
Yeah, the Shrewsbury
Massive.
Massive.
Shrewsbury, it's nice.
Shrewsbury Massive, or as they call it, the Shrewsbury Massive. Yes, well, we won't talk about it. We'll talk about whatever you want to. Oh, I'll tell you what I do want to know.
Go on.
I want to talk about this this man.
Oh, the man!
I love the way look, even when I said that, your eyes sparkled.
Yeah, they lit up.
Just when you said man.
Yeah. If you say men, fine trails of steam comes out of her ears. Now, go on, tell us about this bloke.
So there was an incident on the tube with a man.
Right.
Not a man who's married to David Bowie.
No, a man.
Oh, okay.
A member of the male species.
Okay.
So I was on the tube. I'm just pausing for effect there.
Yeah.
I was on the tube. So I do get the tube.
No, you do that. I like the way you get the tube. It's like Marie Antoinette's dairy.
I do. I like to free up the cab for other people. It's like a charitable gesture.
Good on you.
Just spend the whole time going, I'm on the tube. Look at me. I'm on the tube. The tube.
Maybe we sound like Emily Howard, that David Williams character.
It's called the Northern Line.
It's like when you see David Cameron playing snooker. It's that kind of, yes, I can do what the common people do.
Driver, could we, I don't want to go to the next station. Sorry, driver, could we go somewhere else, please?
I've just realised that because we're this close to the election, having mentioned David Cameron, I now have to mention the other three
We now have
leaders
to
as
mention...
well. So
it's a bit like Nick...
David Cameron would be rubbish at... Gordon Brown would be rubbish at snooker.
Yeah.
Because he can't... He's only got the sight in one eye, so he wouldn't be able to judge
And what
distance.
about Nick Clegg? Clegg-over.
Nick Clegg, he would be... I think
He's
he'd
too
be
posh.
middle of the road at snooker.
Oh,
what he would
yes,
be.
very good, Frank.
Yes, because we've done it now. We've fulfilled our brief.
Oh, that's a
I've
pain
certainly
having
filled-
to do that,
I've
isn't
certainly
it?
filled my brief.
If we were the three political leaders, I think I'm Nick Clegg. Because
Oh, this is a good game.
sometimes he sounds like English isn't his first language, and he's sort of having a go at making a speech.
Don't put yourself down.
No, that's what I feel like this morning.
And
Well,
who
it's
would
not
we?
this morning, it's
Who
the
would we?
middle of
I
Who would we
presume
be?
You'd be David Cameron because you're posh.
the week. Yeah.
Well,
You're totally
posh and very little substance.
He was. Did you hear about him in the bread shop? No, he went to a bread factory.
You know, you're going to have to tell a bread anecdote about the other two
That'd be
leaders.
fine, that'd be fine.
Yeah, there's must be loads kicking about.
He went to the Warburton's bread factory and he said, funny thing is, this week I got a bread maker. So I feel I've got something in common with you people, because you make bread, but it's always been rubbish, so I'll still be buying your loaves.
What does he mean he got a bread maker?
Got a bread maker, like an electric bread maker.
It's not a person you hire, Frank, like a personal assistant. It's a machine.
Also, I don't know whether...
I think it's what my manager calls me. What? Now we have to do some other jokes.
He's got nothing. So,
Liberal.
Gordon Brown went to the Innocent Smoothie Factory and
Yes.
mashed
And he
up-
said
mashed up
that David Cameron, he's not an innocent smoothie, he's a guilty one. That's what he said.
Oh, we haven't mentioned Nick Clegg over. And
we can do any. I can do. There's that Vince Cable did a joke in the House
Oh
of
yeah,
Parliament
he's
when
my favourite as well.
Vince Cable.
Oh, I
said,
love Vince
you
Cable.
fancy him?
I know I do.
Vince Cable said that he said Gordon Brown had gone from being Stalin, Joe Stalin, to Mr. Bean, right? And only in the House of Commons would that be considered as a decline in a person. Oh, he used to be that brilliant bloke that killed about 8 million people. Now he's just like a bumbling fool that everyone loves.
Nick Clegg went to a factory.
We don't need more Nick
Do a
Clegg.
factory anecdote about Nick Clegg. It's the rules.
He's told a Vince Cable one. It's
right.
fine.
Okay.
Do you want to hear about me and this bloke on the tube or not?
I do. Don't mention the thing anymore, the election. Otherwise, we have to go through the whole. The business of it. Go on. You're on the tube.
Okay, so I'm on the tube, and I had on a coat, like a trench coat, but there was a scarf underneath, and it was all a bit
Was it your
bunched up.
mini trench?
It was my mini trench, Frank.
I love that. She wears a mini trench. It's more of a furrow.
Yeah,
It's it comes. It's just below the waist, isn't it?
that's right.
It's
well
lovely,
done,
actually.
Frank.
I like it.
Anyway, but I had the scarf tucked underneath, so it was a bit of a Michael Winner profile it was giving me. I looked a bit bunched up. Do you know what I mean? You know when it does that, the scarf, a large scarf can do that.
Yes.
So
Go with it, Gareth.
I think I looked bigger than I was.
Let's blame it on the scarf, shall we?
Oh my God. So anyway, so then...
Don't blame it on the moonlight. Blame it on the scarf. I just can't.
I just can't control my scarf. So then I had this voice. This voice suddenly said, "Do you want my seat?" Wow, thank Gareth. I've never been so relieved to sit down, frankly. So I sat down, but I thought, I'm not going to let him get away with that, whoever that was. So I said, "I'm not pregnant, you know," in that tone of voice.
Oh, dear. On the tube where everyone could hear you.
Yes. And he was with some friends as well. And I looked up to give him one of my withering stares, which you're both familiar with.
Yes.
And he was the best looking man I've ever seen in my life. And he was smiling at me, giving me this Hollywood smile. Oh, I didn't know what to do. I went bright pink.
Hollywood smile, so he was shaved. He, well, I don't know. Why did he get up for you then?
Well, like he said, "I didn't think you were pregnant. That's not why I did it."
He thought you were
I
old.
just
No,
thought
he
you
didn't.
were.
Clearly. He
I
thought
just
you were
thought
old.
you were elderly and decrepit.
So then I went, "Oh."
Yes, I bet you did.
And he went, "Oh." So we had this little exchange.
Elvis.
That's where he is.
But the point is, I've
Was
got
it
to...
Raymond Blanc?
Don't start. Don't
the
start.
point is, guys, I got too embarrassed because I always get really embarrassed when I actually like someone. I can't talk to them or look at them. So I just went really red and just read my book. And then he got off and I caught his eye as he left the tube. So he might be out there somewhere, Frank. He got off at Westminster. He said loudly where he was getting off. And I didn't take the hint. I just looked
He
at him.
said where he was getting off.
Yeah.
You sure that wasn't the loudspeaker? You fool. They always say that. Do you think it was him that said, "The next station is Westminster"?
He did, and then he told me to mind the doors. No. So anyway,
Jim
so
Morrison.
my perfect man, he was a blonde Adonis. He had glasses, but in a sort of "I'm too beautiful, I need to be shielded a bit from the world" glasses.
Yeah.
Just
way.
to take the edge off.
Yeah, a bit like you get.
The edge off, yeah.
And now he's wandering around the streets of London, and he's
Was he
gone.
homeless?
Let me take you by the hand.
One rarely sees truly beautiful homeless people. There's a reason for that. I think the beautiful
Do?
ones are whisked up at night by the council.
No, you do, like that Brad Pitt sort of look. That's quite nice sometimes.
What, with the homeless?
Yeah, the beard and stuff.
No,
Homeless.
I tend not to notice that.
Anyway, so that's my tube story.
And there was no attempt. He won't be able to get in touch with you again.
No, well, he can. Maybe he'll listen to... Oh, imagine if he listened to this.
We need to find this man. We need to. He's clearly
I
the
could
one.
sense a tension between...
What's
like a
the
really...
chances of somebody really good looking listening to this podcast?
If you are that good-looking man, or if you know a good-looking man, from Emily,
If you know any men at all.
No, I'm raising the bar now. Scott told me to.
No, but you know what I mean? Because if he's as beautiful as you say he is, I'm already assuming he's an idiot.
Why?
Because beautiful, truly beautiful people tend to be stupid.
he knew,
No, he
So they
wasn't...
won't be
That is
listening to
true.
this.
Oh,
'Cause we
but he
got a
had
bit of a-
glasses, though, which means he might be clever.
No, he knew that he was very good-looking, so he should say very, very little,
Okay.
and that he could go around. He knew exactly the right amount to say. That was as much as you should ever get to know that man, Emily.
Oh.
Yes, because
It was perfect.
It's like Peugeot. The reality is better than the dream. No, the reality isn't better than the... Oh, I'm sorry. Peugeot's listening, sorry.
Now we have to talk about every other car company. And
No,
it's
we
all
don't.
about-
That's just
is
the
that not-
election. That's
just
all right.
the
We don't have to
election?
go through every car company. That would be nightmarish. Me and Emily had a bit of a night out, didn't we?
We did.
So we went to David Baddiel's film. Is out
Yes,
now.
well, of course I wasn't invited to that.
Well-
he thinks I'm called Graham. Probably the address went to
Gavin.
someone called
Gavin.
Gavin.
I think you're called Gavin.
Don't get
that's
your wrong
right.
name wrong.
Okay.
No, we went to, and I hate film premieres, but I mean, if it's your mates, you've got to go.
Yeah.
I hate them. I hate that bit on the red carpet when someone slightly more famous turns up and all the cameras move to the left. You're just standing there, unflashed. Oh, gives me the shudders.
That was a good evening, though. I really liked it.
Brian May was there with...
Well, Brian May walked in with my heart sunk because I was sitting there and he walked in and I thought he looked a bit like an ex-boyfriend of mine. His hair does. I'm not going to say who.
No.
But
Kendall.
he walked in and then he sat right in front of me. And it's like sitting behind someone with the top
Robert
hat
Mugabe.
at the opera. I've said I'll never talk about Robert. Leave
Okay.
it. But it's like being at the opera sitting behind someone with a top hat.
Robert Mugabe. Does Robert Mugabe... Does Robert Mugabe wear glasses because he knows he's too beautiful? The world won't be able to cope with it. Do you think he's the second most popular black president in the world? He's not even anywhere near, is he? There's Obama and there's a massive gap to Bob. What's it? I mean, you know. Anyway,
Sorry.
he wasn't at the infidel Bob Mugabe.
Bob Mugabe.
He wasn't at the... I
No.
call him Bob.
But Vanessa Feltz was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Second best, but you know. Yeah,
With
Vanessa
Dennis
Feltz.
Duhaney.
I
Her
don't know who
partner.
that is.
That's her partner, who you once thought was Mr. Motivator.
Oh yeah, that was an embarrassing
Yeah.
situation. Don't remind me of that.
Okay.
I'll tell you who I did meet at the infidel premiere.
Who?
My cleaner.
Mike
He didn't.
Cleaner.
My cleaner
Oh,
was
okay.
Your
there.
cleaner there?
Yeah.
Right.
Because my cleaner, Dorota, her sister is Dave's... used to be Dave's cleaner, and then she became his nanny. Not his nanny, but his
Oh.
children's nanny. So they got invited. My cleaner's
Oh,
got
that's
to quite
nice.
a lot of premiere.
Really?
Yeah, because my cleaner also... I don't think this is top secret. She also does Tim Burton. So she
No.
so she
Tim
gets...
Burton.
well, he needs a good scrub, let's face.
I bet it's spooky around there. Does he ask to leave the dust? I imagine it's all
Leave
dust.
the cobwebs on. You've got to leave the cobwebs and yeah, just give him a bit of a brush over that J cloth dipped in Dettol.
Oh, I bet she could tell some tales, that cleaner.
Yeah, she doesn't know. Because,
She might write a tell-all book one
she's
day.
well, it'll be in Polish. So don't hold your breath.
Stick a plate of food under the door for Helena Bonham Carter, who's raging in her room.
Well, she lives in a separate house. They have separate houses.
Well, that's
Oh,
why.
it's-
Yeah. Apparently they're very... They invite... I mean, how lovely are they to invite the cleaner to all their premieres? So, you know...
Does she tidy up a bit while she's there? Yeah.
I think she gives the cinema a bit of a hoover. But
And David Baddiel's mother was there, Sarah Baddiel,
she was there.
who's one of my favourite celebrity mothers. And she was in the
she's
film,
amazing. Yes.
and there was an interesting detail about what she was wearing, Frank, wasn't there?
Well, what she did, and I'm sure this wasn't just so she'd be recognised by everyone, but what she did was she wore exactly the same outfit she wore in the film.
Well, in mum logic, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but she had a tiara on in the film, and she still had that on.
She really did. She had
Yeah.
a tiara in both
Wow.
things. But,
Yeah.
she clearly didn't want anyone to miss her.
No.
And Dave introduced her from the stage, and she stood up and went, "Yes, yes, here I am."
She yelled really loudly.
Oh, she's fabulous. She's a very lovely woman, actually,
Cute.
but mad as a stick, but in all the nice way. Speaking of nice old women, what about Camilla Parker Bowles breaking
Oh.
her leg in a rabbit hole?
She fell down a rabbit hole. That's so 16th century. No one has accidents like that anymore.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's extraordinary.
Well, luckily that didn't happen to Alice. Or the whole story would have been different.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Alice in Casualty it would have been called.
I can't call 999, I'm very late! I'm late!
Shall we do the whole thing here?
I think so.
So,
That's a very posh person's way to get injured, though, isn't it?
Well, I quite like Camilla. I've never understood this. Oh, she's so terribly ugly, Camilla. I think she's all right.
She's perfectly attractive
really?
in a sort of bracing, outdoorsy way.
Yeah.
Well, she's still doing functions and stuff, which is...
Oh, she's still doing functions.
Well,
She's not that old.
They don't stop you just because you're aesthetically challenged.
No, because she's broken her leg, is what I mean.
Oh,
is
not
it?
because she's ugly. I thought you said they still let her do functions, but she has to do it in a mask. In one of those Guy Fawkes masks you get at Forbidden Planet.
No, I'm pleased she's still doing because they've just given her a...
Stick with it, Gareth.
They've just given her a cast, and which is good, because often they think it's more humane to shoot them when they break their legs.
Well, that's, yes.
Oh.
But why does everyone gasp when I make a joke?
We
And
can't
there's
believe,
laughter
we
from
can't
other
believe you've
people.
reached the punchline. I feel I should put a flag in it. I've done walking holidays myself.
Have you?
And there is something marvellous about a walking holiday, that the very second you want to go to the toilet, you just go to the toilet.
What do you mean?
Because you don't look for a toilet, you just go in the nearest bush or hedge.
You're like some fox or something.
But it's marvellous. It takes a bit of when you get back
I
into
couldn't
the city.
do that. I couldn't do that. I'd have to find a toilet.
You won't find a toilet if you're walking across the fells.
I will if I thumb a lift from a lorry driver.
What's a lorry going to be doing up there? Don't want to thumb a lift from a lorry.
I'll
you know what
find
happened last time. No, it's
Well,
I
just
love
get your
that.
servants who are carrying you to also carry a commode.
Exactly, just go in the sedan.
Yeah.
And people also, they say hello when you pass them when you're walking on country
Oh, that's
paths.
nice, though. I like that.
Yeah. And if you get back, when I came back to London, I said it to a couple of people in the street. And hello. And they just looked as if I'd taken out a samurai sword. So you have to
What,
stop
like
doing
in
it.
Leicester Square or something? Hello.
Yeah, it takes quite a lot of... You have to say that in 19 different European languages, but that's all right.
Oh, well, we wish Camilla better.
You've done what I've been doing.
I was
We
rounding
wish
it
Camilla
up.
better. That's not... a
What,
sentence.
rounded it up?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I hope she...
Me hope she better good.
I love the fact that it was breaking news on Sky. They actually said that. Breaking news. Camilla's broken.
And now the breaking news. I can't think of it. Bruce
They also
Forsyth has
said...
fractured his thumb.
They honestly said on Sky, and I don't think this was deliberate, they said that... they're talking about Tiger Woods coming back, and they said he was blown away at his reception. Well, I mean, he could have. I presume it was one of the bridesmaids, but I'm guessing. But they actually said that. Oh, marvellous.
Oh, that Tiger Woods ad.
That's weird, isn't it?
Oh, he looks weird. And he's
lovely.
blinking. It's all black and white, sort of sepia, isn't it? And he's blinking really slowly, like a drunk person. You know how drunks blink really slowly?
Yeah.
And Lord Charles, the ventriloquist, Dommy.
And then is it his father's voice or something?
Yeah,
Well,
he's
this is the new ad. Can we say the? Well, we have to say all other sports brands. if
No,
we
no,
say
it's just
sports-
the election,
Oh, right,
that thing. Get over
Yeah.
that, will you?
The Nike advert.
Yes.
Nike.
Nike, I would say.
Yeah.
Is it?
We're right.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I think young people say Nike.
No, it's not that. Americans say Nike. And it's an American brand, so it's Nike.
Fair
Thank you.
Of course, young people also say Eni. And so, you know, what do they know? Yes, it's a weird thing. He stands looking into camera, and he's the voice of his dead father. I don't know where they've got the voice from. He must have said to his dad, "Look, to be honest, I'm carousing somewhat with several other women. Can you do a kind of a voiceover for some sort of apologetic advert? I might have to do if I get caught."
Sorry, I know we're supposed to not be in touch anymore. I know, you said not to reach you from beyond the grave.
No,
but
I
could
mean
you just do
before
a
he
couple of-
died.
Oh, I see.
I mean, he had some foresight.
Oh well. Oh,
It wasn't anything Akorian.
No, it didn't. Yeah, perhaps it's through Derek Acora.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
So he says to him, the questions that he poses a couple of questions, doesn't
Yes.
he, to Tiger?
It is sad, and Tiger has a sad face on.
And he
Yeah,
says,
well, he's
Tiger.
going to have a sad
I'm
face.
sad.
He's not going to have a proud smirk. is he?
sorry.
And he says, Tiger, I want to know what your thinking was.
Yes, I think.
I don't think it's as sexy as
Oh, I'm glad that was sexy.
One, I think we can probably guess what Tiger's thinking was. Wasn't it sort of yowza, yowza? I'm in here, is I'm guessing what he was thinking. Yeah. Wow. She's cute.
Oh,
Given
in
him a
one.
sort of a... No.
No.
sorry.
No.
And then he says, Tiger, I want to know what your feelings are.
Yes. Now, does it mean what his feelings are now?
Oh, what, whether he's feeling guilty? Well, presumably, or do you mean what he was feeling at the time? I think we can wager he would have been feeling quite happy then.
Yes, he'd have been feeling very excited indeed, I would have thought.
Sort of
I
plots his
imagine
feelings on a graph that was an upward curve, I imagine.
I imagine he's now feeling, I hope this wins people over and I can go back to making millions of dollars out of sponsorship. I'll tell you what's come out of the whole Tiger Woods thing, which I didn't realise about Tiger Woods, is he represents more than anyone that terrible, schmaltzy, false-fronted Americanism that I didn't
Hi,
realise.
Scott Capurro. Sorry, we'll be out in a minute.
Well, Scott is the exact opposite.
He's the exception, you're right.
But that kind of, I'm so prim and proper and role model and all that. I didn't realise he was such a goody. Oh, it's really, I hate him now.
I know what you mean. It's very gingham pinny and blueberry muffin.
And they said, what have you learned, his dad says.
Yeah, and did you learn anything?
Yeah, well, keep the golf clubs under lock and key. Otherwise you'll have to get one around the side of the head when the wife sees the text coming.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I don't think he's... What I hate about it is the voice of his dead father, and he looks terribly forlorn, crestfallen, I've done a terrible thing, full of shame. Not only has he got the Nike swoosh on his... baseball cap, he's got it on his tank top as well.
Yeah.
So he actually gets 2 Nike emblems into this sad and mournful advert.
And the late father.
Yeah,
I don't like death and sponsorship. It's not a good mix.
Oh,
Very
it's
odd.
absolute.
I don't know what message Nike are trying to get across. Like, just do it, apologise, or Nike can also be worn for feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, he could say, well, actually, I just took the Nike slogan to heart.
He
I
just
met
did
these
it.
women and I thought, hey, just do it.
Well, that would tie up very well. What was your thinking, Tiger? Just do it.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the John Terry version of this advert when his dad, presuming if he's not found guilty of the charge of selling cocaine, will say, well, you've really let the family down, John.
Or Vernon
He'll
Kay
say,
go,
"Oi, John, what was you doing?
Yeah.
What
When
was
you
you
could have been selling
thinking?
cocaine, wasting your time like that."
Did you learn nothing?"
Vernon Kay's dad going, all right, son, how do you do text messages? I can't work this out.
Oh dear. We should do Ashley Cole, but I can't be bothered. I mean, it's Wednesday. I think we're entitled to a rest.
Mark Owen, we can't do everyone. Do we have to do every person who's ever cheated on someone?
No, that's just the election.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.